Folks, it doesn't get any better than that, and it doesn't get any better than this. Hebron Hawks at McKinney. This is going to be one of those games where I'm afraid it might be a nail-biter. And for McKinney fans, I think you want to hope that it comes to that, because obviously McKinney is the underdog here. Hebron, number 1 in the area, according to the Dallas Morning News, number 10 in the state, according to AP. The Lions coming in at number 11 in the area, according to the Dallas Morning News. This is going to be one of those games where hopefully it comes down to the end and McKinney has a chance to pull it off in the fourth. Or actually, wouldn't you love to see him just run away with it?
Well, I believe the McKinney fans would love to see it done that way. But again, I believe that this is going to be, in order for McKinney to win, a long, hard-fought battle. And listening to Coach McVay earlier this week, we were asking him about, the big game atmosphere and whatnot, and he said, hey, our guys deserve this. We've put together some wins, and we deserve this opportunity for a big game. Well, it's here.
It is here. We talked about, I'll tell you who's not here, and we mentioned J.D. Dowling's grandparents up in Hamilton, Missouri. Hey, if anybody else is listening right now out of state, wants to email us, just send us a quick email at mckinneyBooth@klake.com, and we'll respond and say hello to you. So we appreciate you listening tonight to 97.5. McKinney's going to kick off first. Stephen Arnold is awaiting the signal at the 40-yard line, and now they break out of their huddle. They're all spread out. McKinney is moving left to right on the radio dial, going towards the north end zone. Hebron will be going towards the south end zone. The kick is up. It's a squibber. Hits at the 25. Is going to be taken at the 5. Has a little bit of running room. Harris takes it at the 25-30. Loses the football. It's down at the 30, and he's able to recover. So Harris picked up the ball. Some nice yardage there. A 25-yard gain, I believe, on the return.
It looked like he just dropped at it. I didn't see anybody make any contact with Harris on the run back. He was running along and was kind of carrying the ball out to his side, and it just fell out. He turned around, luckily for him, grabbed it, but, man, a missed opportunity early in this one.
We'll give you the McKinney Lions starting defense momentarily, possibly after this play, as it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Hebron Hawks. Again, moving right to left on the radio dial. One man in the backfield. This is Petruka, the quarterback, who wants to look right side, has a man caught at the 35 and run out of bounds right there. It's on the far sideline. I'm trying to find out who that was. And
I believe it was Harris.
Well, I think it was Jesse Awuji. I believe it was Awuji out there. And that's about a 6-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 4. Ball at the 36-yard line. We're just underway, no score. This is a handoff. Robinson. It's going to be stopped behind the line. Game tackled there, trying to twist his way out of it. Loses 2 yards on the play, back to the 34-yard line. A great play by the McKinney Lion defense.
Well, a name I love to say, Lorenzo Jones. He was the first man back there making contact and also getting in on it, David Ogletree.
Let's give you the McKinney Lions starting defense.
David Jones, defensive end.
Luke Swadley, defensive tackle.
Lorenzo Jones, defensive tackle.
Adam Green, defensive end.
J.D. Dowling, outside
3rd and
linebacker.
6.
John Fort, middle linebacker.
Brandon Ogletree, outside linebacker.
Ryan Packard, cornerback.
Shotgun
Darian Royal,
formation,
cornerback.
Petruka in the backfield,
Keith
looking over
Keith,
to the
safety.
sideline, trying
Austin
to make
Lewis,
the call.
strong safety.
2 men to the right. He's going to pass it over to the right side. Has a man caught there behind the line of scrimmage and dropped for another loss at the 31-yard line. 32 make it. 4th down and punting time for the Hebron Hawks, and you got to love that if you're a McKinney fan.
Well, a huge stop right there by Eddie Morgan, getting in there and bringing down the ball carrier.
Darian Royal will stand at his 32-yard line. 10:29 to go here in the first quarter. Hebron took the ball first, 4 and out. It's 4th down and 8. They're in punting situation here. Standing at the 16-yard line is the punter. It's a fake punt. He's going to throw it downfield. Has a man wide open, but overshoots him at the 45. He tried to hit Stephen Harris, but he overshot him. What a risky call by Brian Brazel, who apparently is very, very, very confident in his defense at this point.
extremely confident, I would say, as right there, just an excellent opportunity for Hebron to get it going. They had it and just missed the pass.
Well, here's what happened. It was 4 downs and out, basically. Hebron got 6 yards on their very first play and then went backwards from there. It was 4th and 8. They had to punt. They tried to fake punt and couldn't connect. He overshot his receiver. Here's Chris Wimbish up the middle for 5 yards. So very, very costly fake punt for Hebron, who Brian Brazel, the 5th-year head coach, obviously very, very, very confident in his defense right here with 9:56 left to go in the first quarter.
Lots of intestinal fortitude there.
2nd down and about 4 as Wimbish gains 6. This is a stacked backfield, 2 men in the backfield. This is Kiefer. He's going to hand off Wimbish up the middle. Not a lot doing, but he does get up to the 25-yard line in Hebron territory. So a gain of about 1.5 possibly with 9:29 rolling. No score yet, McKinney, Texas.
The McKinney Lions offense staying true to their game plan, just plugging away. I wouldn't be surprised to see a run here even on 3rd and 5.
Well, it's less than 3rd and 5. It's about 3rd and 3. This is a double wing set. Man goes in motion. That's Brett Anderson. This is going to be Kiefer. Toss right. Wimbish trying to make the corner. Nothing doing there. Flag down. He gets to the 25 at the line of scrimmage. Should be 4th down, but there is a flag down on the play, and when it's thrown in the backfield, a lot of times that's holding. We'll see. And it is holding.
I believe that was Chris Zilmer that was out there leading the way on that. I think he got tangled up in the block.
Well, we obviously know if they decline this penalty, it'll bring up 4th down, which would put the ball resting at about the 32-yard line for the field goal attempt, and Arnold could nail that, but they're going to elect to push them back. So it'll be 3rd and very long here, 3rd and about 13. So with 8:47 left to go in the first quarter, no score yet. McKinney shot themselves in the foot right there, but it might come out best for them because it's 3rd down and 13 now. They got another shot at 3rd down. 3 men in the backfield. This is going to be Kiefer. He's going to fake the handoff to Wimbish, rolling back, trying to look for somebody back deep. Now he's rolling. He's on the run at the 35, cuts to the 30-yard line, and that's where he's down. So it'll be 4th and about 9, or 4th and 8, actually.
An interesting play call there. They sent Hernandez out of the backfield in a dead streak up the field, but he was surrounded by the defenders, and he was the only receiver going deep. They went max protect on that one, and Kiefer just had no options, had to run with it.
Well, Cates Keith is in the backfield with Stephen Arnold, and he is the holder. I believe they're going to go ahead and try to get the early lead here, as it would be a 47-yard field goal. This is a very long. Remember, Arnold hit from 45 last week. The kick is up in the air. It's going to be close, and it is no good. I believe he had the distance, but it was wide left. So no score. A valiant effort by Stephen Arnold, but he just hooked it a little bit to the left side.
He did get the leg into it, but like he said, just a little off to the left. And after seeing him kick that 45-yarder last week, Coach McVay confident that he could hit that one. And to be honest, I was too. He was just a little off the mark. It'll be interesting to see how McKinney reacts after that.
We might ask Amber Simmons down there on the sideline just how close that field goal was, and we'll ask her after this play as Hebron sends 2 receivers out either side. This is Petruka in the backfield in shotgun formation with Robinson standing right beside him. 2-step drop, wants to throw it deep. Has a man, it's caught at the 45-yard line into McKinney territory, and wide open was Hunter Blue. A nice gain there for the Hebron Hawks.
That's a huge 27-yard pickup right there.
And, you know, we were listening to Brian Brazel earlier on. He was talking about his quarterback, Petruka, having a cannon of an arm, and we just saw it. He just rifled that one in there. As it's 1st and 10 at the McKinney 44-yard line, 7:18 in the first quarter. Moves back in shotgun formation, is going to hand it off. Robinson up the middle, looking for some room to run, has nowhere to go. Luke Swadley brings him down along with Eddie Morgan.
And John Foyt got back there initially. Foyt made great penetration into the line, actually tied up Robinson's ankles and wrapped around him. He was able to fight out of it, but held it up enough for Morgan and Swadley.
Let's give you the McKinney Lions starting defense.
David Jones, defensive end.
Luke Swadley, defensive tackle.
Lorenzo Jones, defensive tackle.
Adam Green, defensive end.
J.D. Dowling, outside linebacker.
John Point, middle linebacker.
Brandon Ogletree, outside linebacker.
Ryan Packard, cornerback.
Darian Royal, cornerback.
Keith Keith, free safety. Austin Lewis, strong safety.
Desmond Murph just makes a catch right at the first down marker, right in front of Darian Royal. I believe that's going to be enough for a first, and it is, as Petruka nailed him right on the left side on the near sideline here, as Hebron moving right to left on the radio dial and on your internet dial, I guess. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. 6:11 and rolling in the first. No score yet. McKinney, Texas. 2 receivers out either side for Hebron. Robinson, the lone man in the backfield. This is going to be a handoff to him up the middle. Has a little bit of running room to the left. Gets up to the 30. He's going to be knocked down at the 29-yard line. So a gain of about 4 yards. A very quiet gain as Dominique Sweeten has John Foyt right there to make the stop.
You said it was a quiet gain, and don't want to speak too far too soon, but so far it's been a quiet game for Robinson. 3 carries, zilch yards. So doing a good job there defensively.
And Dowling's going to split out to the slot back and cover him. This is going to be a fake to the inside, and he overthrows his receiver, and that's once again Stephen Harris. So I don't know if Harris is a little deceiving tonight. Maybe he looks out on the field like he's 6'4", but he's only 5'10". He's been overthrown twice now.
Well, he was overthrown on that fake punt a second ago, and had that connected, that definitely would have been 6 on the scoreboard.
3rd down and about 6 at the 29-yard line. 2 receivers left side. Robinson in the backfield. They're going to hand off to him up the middle. Little bit of a hole. Now he crosses the 25 down to the 23-yard line. Not enough for the first down. I don't believe.
It was David Jones who made the tackle, but a late flag coming in on the play.
Well, it's going to, I take that back. It's going to be right at the first down marker without the flag.
Hey, interesting to see if he might have got a push in the back. If it's on the offense, it'll be a pushing back on defense. Maybe personal foul, late hit.
Well, there's 5:21 left to go. It's going to be against McKinney. 5:21 left to go in the first quarter. No score here. That penalty is going to hurt, as that's going to take the Hebron Hawks all the way down to the 11-yard line. Very, very costly penalty early in the ball game, and you hate to see that. 1st and 10 for the Hebron Hawks. Justin Petruka, the quarterback, stands in shotgun formation with Derek Hill to his right. 2 receivers out right side. That's where he's looking. Rolling out there. Has a man in the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown. And I believe that's Blue once again, and it is Hunter Blue for the touchdown. So chalk up a touchdown from Petruka to Hunter Blue. And the Hebron Hawks lead 6-0 early with 5:09 left to go in the first quarter.
Smart play call right there as he sent the receivers deep into the end zone. Blue, on the other hand, just ran a simple little 10-yard out. He was right on the goal line, wide open.
Well, Petruka stays in the game for the PAT. He kicks the you-know-what out of the football, and the PAT is good. 7-0. Hebron on top. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back to McKinney, Texas. Justin Petruka about to kick this one off. Hebron leads 7-0 with 5:09 left to go in the first quarter over the McKinney Lions here in McKinney, Texas. Monte Walker along with Jay Lindly. Thanks for listening. And Petruka's going to kick it off, and he nails this one down to about the 10-yard line where it's going to be taken there. I believe that's Wimbish. He has a big hole, cuts it to the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 30, 25. It's a foot race, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Chris Wimbish with a great return right up the right hash mark.
Man, Stephen Harris just saved Hebron as Harris had the angle on Wimbish. Wimbish turning the wheels on, and I thought he had that one. Harris, though, had the angle on him. A terrific play by Wimbish to get the McKinney crowd back into this one.
Big return there. And now the Lions, like you say, are in business at the 10-yard line. Well, they're going to spot it at the 16, actually, where the ball is going to be spotted. We're going to give you your McKinney starting offense momentarily as Wimbish getting a breather. Corbin Lewis into the football game as the tailback. Three guys in the backfield. Now Corbin Lewis moves out. This is going to be a handoff up the middle. That's Brett Anderson to the 15, 10, plowing his way down to the 9-yard line. He's going to be stopped there at about the 8. Great run there. Tough running by Brett Anderson. We have second down and about 3 yards to go. I said we'd give you the starting lineup, but I didn't cue it up, so we'll do that in just a moment. Corbin Lewis still in the game, the only back as a double wing set with Anderson and Hector Hernandez. This is going to be a handoff up the middle. Corbin Lewis trying to find some room. He's down to the 2-yard line, fighting, pushing, and down to the 1-yard line. Great blocking up front. Let's give you the McKinney starting offense.
Chris Munoz, left tackle.
Jared Foyt, left guard.
Adam Hollingsworth, center.
Clay Keenan, right guard.
Jacob Rogers, right tackle.
Chris Zilmer, tight end.
Casey Cooley, wide receiver.
Steven Arnold, wide receiver.
Hector Hernandez, fullback.
Chris Wimbish, tailback. Gary Kiefer, quarterback.
First down. Kiefer, the quarterback, going to hand it off up the middle to Hector Hernandez, and he is brutally brought down. Maybe lost a yard as he was hit immediately, Jay.
Oh, he was dropped in the backfield. That front line, Alex Odiari, there he was, and he connected with Hernandez. We've seen Hernandez lay punishing blows on people trying to get into the end zone. This time, I believe, he received the same.
Odiari must be a pretty big kid if he's knocking Hernandez back like that. 3 men in the backfield. This is going to be a handoff. Corbin Lewis up the middle, diving for the end zone. No signal yet. It's touchdown time in Texas. McKinney scores with 3:21 left to go in the first quarter with the PAT could tie this football game.
A great run by Corbin Lewis, showing the strength to get into the end zone. Talking with Coach McVay earlier this week, he was really high on this kid. We haven't heard from him a lot in the running game because he's been playing defense, but doing a great job there.
And the extra point is good. We have a tie ball game in McKinney.
That was the thing with the...
Welcome back to a standing room only McKinney ISD Stadium. This place is buzzing now. Jay, let's give us a scoring drive recap.
Very simple. 4 plays, 16 yards, capped off by a 2-yard touchdown run by Corbin Lewis, and a total of 1:48 ran off the clock. That's what McVay wants, to run that time off.
We should have known when we got here. We almost got bit by Yellow Jacket. There is a buzz tonight. Here's the ball in the air by Arnold. Lands at the 19-yard line. It's going to be taken by an up man. Has a little crease to the right side. Has nowhere to go, though. He's going to be down at the 30-yard line. So a nice job by the McKinney kick-off coverage team. As on the return was Brian Albacon.
You got to give some credit to those kickoff teams, or as Coach McVay likes to call them, his special forces. He talked an awful lot about this week. The play of D. Haggard and those guys getting down on the corners, doing a terrific job there and keeping that to a short gain.
Hebron likes to spread everybody out. They're doing the same here. 2 receivers out left side, 1 to the right, 1 man in the backfield. That's Robinson. He's going to toss it out to him running right. Trying to find a hole, goes down right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 with 3:07 left to go in the first. And hats off to the McKinney Lion defense so far in this football game.
Well, so far they've done a solid job of holding Robinson in check. 5 carries, 7 yards. The scary thing about that was he did a very athletic move. It was actually Jacob Patton, his own offensive tackle, that tripped him up on that one. Robinson tried to hop over him and was tripped up on the play.
2nd down, and we'll call it 9.5. They're going to give him a half yard as Ogletree came up to the line of scrimmage, bluffing his sprint, and now he does. He's going to blitz. He gets caught up inside. Petruka running out right side, gets back to the line of scrimmage, now gains about 5, 7, 10 yards. It's going to be a 1st down for Justin Petruka as he kind of split the defenders there, and it was the blitz coming on. Ogletree came from the backside.
He split the defenders, and then he just ran over John Foyt, the middle linebacker. That's showing off Petruka's strength, as not only can he throw, he can run as well. He's done an excellent job of that this season, too.
Stephen Harris and Desmond Murph come over near side. 2 receivers on the far side as well, and that's Robinson alone in the backfield. Petruka wants to look right side. Looking over to Harris. No, that's Murph. Makes the catch at the 46-yard line and down right there. A gain of about 6 with 1:41 left to go in the first. J.D. Dowling makes the stop along with Darian Royal. 2nd down and about 4 yards. Petruka coming to the line of scrimmage, goes under center this time. He goes back and forth from shotgun to under center. He's under center here. 2 receivers to either side. Out on the far side is Jesse Iwuji. Harris is near side. He's going to drop back and hand it off now to Robinson. Has a little room back to the line of scrimmage. Gains about 3, 4. Going to be close to the 1st down marker, but I believe he came up a little bit short.
Just a few yards short on that one. Matter of fact, maybe even just a couple of inches. The referees gave him an excellent spot on that one.
And Amber Simmons is very, very close to seeing that spot. And I don't know if she's had a chance to look at it or not. I think it's going to be a little bit close, a little bit short, and it is. They're not even going to bring out the change yet. And it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Under center is Petruka. He goes under center, and then he steps back, looks over to the sideline, gets the play, and now goes back under center with 2 receivers either side. It's quarterback sneak, and he got it, and he may have a lot more, but he goes down inside McKinney territory at about the 47-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Petruka and the Hawks.
It's going to be a 3-yard pickup. Yeah, Petruka steps up to the line. They like moving this around, and really he gets the plays from the beginning. I'm interested to know if he's checking off at the line. That's a lot of confidence in your quarterback if you're giving him that freedom as a senior in high school.
Well, they apparently know the formation, and then they get under center. They look over the sideline to find out the play because there's 3 receivers to the near side this time. Petruka throws out right side. That's Iwuji's. Catches it, but it immediately is dropped. A great hit over on the far side. Not a big gain. A gain of about 3.
And that was Ryan Packard who just lit Iwuji up, excuse me.
Say that 4 times.
He hit him so hard it messed up my speech. Packard did. He laid a lick on him, and now we've got a timeout on the field.
It is the end of the first quarter. I think you got to be proud, McKinney. It's a tie ball game, 7-7. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM.
They're saying he caught that.
Welcome back to McKinney ISD Stadium. Monty Walker, Jay Lindly, and Amber Simmons on 2nd and 7. Petruka handed off Robinson, trying to find some room to the left side, and was buried behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 4 yards. It's a big 3rd and 11 for the Hebron Hawks here in McKinney, Texas. Hebron sends 3 receivers out left side, 1 man in the backfield. That is Robinson. Petruka is shotgun formation. Somebody moved a little bit early, flag down, and they're going to stop that one as Hebron had a little false start action going there.
That's the thing. When you hear the whistle that quickly, you know it's a false start, and you heard McKinney fans go to cheering as soon as they heard that whistle.
11:16 left to go in the second quarter. Tie ball game in McKinney, 7-7. And it is a false start against the Hebron Hawks. That'll back it up even further. 3rd down and 16. They switch sides now. Hebron moving left to right on the radio dial towards that north end zone here in McKinney, Texas.
They've got the wind at their back, a light breeze anyway.
2 receivers either side. Iwuji over here on the near side. Shotgun formation. Wants to pass. Petruka finding somebody and is buried behind the line of scrimmage. A great play. Casey Cooley got him from behind.
I was about to say he was trying to find somebody, but I believe Cooley found him first, and what a shot that was. Blindside from the backside, basically. He did not see him at all.
Petruka never saw him. He was stepping up, about to make a throw downfield. Cooley leveled him, jumped on his back, took him to the ground. It's 4th down and very, very long. Obviously punting time as Petruka will stand back there at the 30-yard line at his own 38, and that is Petruka. Darian Royal standing at the 15-yard line in McKinney territory. High snap, trying to get it off, pressure, but he gets it off. It's going to take a bounce before Royal takes it at the 14-yard line, tries to make a move, does around the right side, and goes out of bounds at the 23-yard line. A nifty move initially by Royal, but doesn't find that seam, goes out of bounds there. It'll be 1st and 10 for McKinney.
That was very scary as Roll took that off the bounce, and you could see Harris coming down the field, and he had his sights just dead set on him. Roll was able to catch it, make a sweet move to the right side, and get by him, get up to the 22.
Again, 1st and 10 for McKinney at the 22-yard line is where they'll mark it. 10:03 left to go in the second quarter. 2 men and 3 men in the backfield. Wimbish will dot the I, trying to find some room on the left side. Probably gains about 4 on the carry as he ran off left tackle.
That offensive line that McKinney has done a great job so far this season. It's the game plan Coach McVay is comfortable with. We will pound it out and take 4 yards of carry and take it all the way down the field. That's the attitude that this McKinney line team has, and so far they're doing a good job.
Again, running that 3-man backfield with a Wimbish dotting. It's not really an I formation. It's kind of the old wing look. And this is Wimbish getting the carry up the middle, again running off left side, running right over his left side of the offensive line, which would be Jarrett Foyt, and Chris Munoz trying to hit that side of the line of scrimmage and picks up about 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4. And McKinney, of course, moving right to left on the radio dial.
Wimbish tonight, 4 carries for 14 yards. If you recall, he had that long return to set up that first touchdown, and he didn't take any plays then.
Well, this is Wimbish in the backfield. Now it's going to go in motion to the right side. It's going to be a handoff. Brett Anderson has a big hole to the 35-40. Breaks it down and is down at the 45-yard line. He ran off right tackle above Jared Thompson and Jacob Rogers.
I was just about to say Jarrett Thompson, the 5'10 senior, did a great job of getting out there and leading on that block. He comes off the field at this time, maybe a little worn out for the big guy getting out there in front of Anderson.
Well, he comes off limping just a bit, so that'll probably put Mr. Clay Keenan into the football game on that right side. We'll see who comes in for him, try to check, see who's in there. And now whistle stop play with 8:42 left to go in the second quarter. They're going to talk about something here.
McKinney's discussing which way they're going to run next.
Lots of McKinney Lion fans here tonight. This home crowd is the stands are just about at capacity. And on the far sideline, Hebron, obviously, they bring their crew. Anytime you have a good football team, you always have a good following, and Hebron certainly has that. I think they're trying to reset the clock, and I believe that's what they're doing. The clock is going to be reset to 8:39, and still trying to move it up. 8:37. And they keep moving the clock here. 8:32, 3-1. There we go. And I think the referee is happy with that. We haven't had a chance to give you the referees tonight. It is Mike Coster, the referee. The umpire is Robert Reed. The head linesman, Dave McCauley. The line judge is Jim Schmidt. The back judge is Steve Smith out of the Dallas chapter. This is going to be an offset eye handoff. Hector Hernandez up the middle is going to gain 2 yards. They're going to mark him, though, with a 1-yard gain at the 45.
And there's Hernandez again. I expected to see some of Hernandez tonight. Last week had 2 carries for 20 yards, and he has been successful so far this season. 23 carries for 144 yards and 3 touchdowns. But he's having problems getting to the hole quicker than the Hebron defense here tonight.
2nd down and 9, 3 men in the backfield. Wimbish will dot it, and this is handoff. Brett Anderson again crosses the 50, trying to find the corner to 45. Flag down on the play, though. It was a nice gain for a 1st down, but let's check everything. There is a flag down at the line of scrimmage, or right at the 50 anyway. With 7:37 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Tie ball game, 7-7, Hebron and McKinney.
You'd hate to see that run called back if you're a McKinney Lion fan. And from my perspective, looking at Brett Anderson, he did a great stiff arm on the cornerback, T.C. White, for Hebron.
Boy, does he get through the hole fast. And the infraction is going to be against Hebron. It's going to be declined. There's a stoppage on the play. We'll take 1-2. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back to McKinney, Texas. Monte Walker, Jay Lindly, Amber Simmons. We got a tie ball game here in the 2nd quarter with 7:37 left to go. And McKinney Lions and the Hebron Hawks all knotted up at 7. It's been a wonderful football game, especially if you're a Lion fan. And here we go with 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line in Hebron territory. McKinney's going to hand off Wimbish up the middle. A little bit of running room there to the 41-yard line. Gain of about 3 will be 2nd down and 7. And I think the McKinney faithful has got to be happy with what they've seen so far tonight.
Oh, yes, Monty. They have to be, because this is falling directly into Coach McVay's game plan. We're going to play smash mouth football. We're going to hit you in the mouth, and we're going to run it dead ahead, and that's what they've done so far. And every time they run it, that clock continues to tick.
And obviously showing a different look in the backfield with all 3. Hernandez. This is going to be Wimbish going out of the backfield in motion to the left side. It's going to be a toss. Hernandez is going to get to the line of scrimmage, bowl his way down for a couple of more yards, but is going to be buried back. And I'm telling you, somebody came up with a football, but they're going to say Hernandez was down. It was Phillip Jones who apparently wrestled the ball away from Hernandez, but they're going to say the ball was dead. Forward progress had been stopped at the 41, and they're going to rule the fumble. Did not happen.
Phillip Jones, one of the stars on this Hebron defense, 6'5", 245 senior. He's a big kid, bigger than Hernandez, just ripped it away, but as you said, the whistle had already blown.
3rd down and about 5. This is Kiefer's going to fake the handoff up the middle, looking for somebody downfield. Floating, has plenty of time to throw it, now has some pressure. Maybe stopped in the backfield, and he is. He stopped back in the backfield. I believe that was Brian Albachen who got him at the back about the 45, 46-yard line. A big loss there of about 5-6 yards. He had all the time in the world, but couldn't find anybody to throw to.
Well, it was Albachen who wrapped up the ankles. It was Brandon Moore, the left side defensive end, that finished him off. And they're going to bring out the punt team. And who did I say could be the most important player here tonight? Stephen Arnold. This could be an excellent opportunity to pin Hebron deep.
Very well could be. 4th and 11, 6 minutes now on the clock in the 2nd quarter. As Arnold will stand at his own 41. This is a fake. Cates Keith gets it at the 50, running up 45, and he's not going to Not going to be anywhere close. Going to be close to the line of scrimmage, actually. And the coaches are talking a little bit to Stephen Arnold, wondering what happened there. I don't know. I don't think that was the call. Coach McVay is kind of talking to him a little bit. Maybe it was. Anyway, it's going to be a turnover on downs as Hebron will take over at the 45-yard line in their own territory. And you're right, Jay, that could have been a great opportunity. There's a flag on the play. You failed to mention the flag. I just now saw it. Apparently it's not going to interfere with anything that happened.
They called a false start on McKinney High, and of course in this situation, you know, with the fake not going so well for McKinney, Hebron's definitely going to decline it. They're not going to give McKinney another chance to punt.
5:46 here in the second quarter, tie ball game, 7-7, as Hebron will take back over at the 44-yard line. This is going to be a fake handoff. Robinson rolling right is Petruka. Fakes the pass, pumps it, now finds his man at the 50, crosses the 50, crosses the first down marker on the far sideline. And that might have been Harris over there, and I believe it was Murph.
It was Murph, and Murph coming into tonight's contest, he's had an excellent season. 15 receptions, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 18.9 yards per catch. He's the deep threat on this Hebron team.
1st and 10, now in McKinney territory at the 44-yard line. 2 receivers either side. Petruka under center at the moment. Stays that way, gets the call. Now looks back once again to the sideline. That has to wear you out if you're a defender. 1 man in the backfield. That's Robinson, who's not going to even look at him. Wants to throw deep. And then Casey Cooley gets his hand up and knocks the ball. Actually deflects the ball a little bit. Falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Cooley's getting a little work on that left defensive end slot tonight. And right there, just great timing by Cooley, getting his arm up there. And almost picked off. That ball was batted down. And I believe that was Jarrett Foyt in the area, wasn't it? Or was it Eddie Morgan that almost had an opportunity at it? Nonetheless, an incomplete pass, and we move now to 2nd down.
Adam Green checks out of the ball game. As now this is going to be Petruka, shotgun formation, flushed up the middle, has a little running room. David Jones brings him down at the line of scrimmage. A great tackle by David Jones. He might even be a yard short of the line of scrimmage, and now they're going to mark him right at it. Big play there by David Jones.
You and I have been working too long together, Monty, because that's exactly what I was going to say. David Jones right there, a textbook tackle. Coaches love to see that. He did a great job of just wrapping Petruka up, not giving him any room to move, and slammed him hard to the turf.
3rd down and 10 at the 44-yard line. 2 receivers out either side. Petruka wants to pass, looking back down the field, trying to guns it. Hits his man at the 35, has a little running room down to the 25. Obviously a 1st down. We're going to mark him down at the 24-yard line, and man, did he throw a rope to Stephen Harris. His big target there. Harris came into the game with 19 receptions for 268 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he catches a big one right there.
Well, he's got 2 for 47 tonight after that catch, and it was Eddie Morgan and Ryan Packard wrapping him up on the play. Now Morgan shaken up.
Yeah, Morgan down right at the line of scrimmage where Hebron will take over there at the 24-yard line in McKinney territory. Eddie Morgan gets up, walks off the field. I believe that young man's going to be okay. What a big play there by the 5'10", 180-pound junior, Stephen Harris, catching that football for the 1st down. As I'm telling you, if you watch Brett Favre, that's kind of what Petruka looked like on that throw. It looked like he had a pitcher's mound out there he threw off of.
That thing looked like it was shot out of a cannon.
2 receivers either side, 4:23 and rolling in the 2nd. Man comes in motion. He's going to hand off to him. That's Robinson, crosses the 25, 20, 15, 10, down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Another 1st down for Hebron, and this is where they wear you out. They sent Robinson out as a flanker on the left side, ran him in motion, handed off to him out of the shotgun formation, and he just ran across the field to the near side and was knocked out of bounds and tackled right there at the 7-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal from the 7 with 4:14 left to go in the 2nd.
It was Kate Keith who came from the safety position to make that tackle, and when safeties are making tackles, that's a bad sign.
Eddie Morgan back in the football game. First and goal. Petruka is going to hand off up the middle. This is Robinson bullying his way down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Again, tie ball game, 7-7 at the moment. Hebron and McKinney all knotted up. This is Class 4A football. Number 1 in the area against number 11 in the area. Petruka under center. One man in the backfield. He's going to quarterback sneak it from the 4-yard line, pushing all the way down close to the goal line. He's going to get very, very close. No signal, but I believe they're going to mark him at the 1, and they do, inside the 1-yard line.
Wow, that big offensive line for Hebron just kept pushing and pushing all the way down to the 1. And again, textbook by Petruka as he just got on the backside of the center and guard and just rode it on into the 1.
Well, Petruka is 6'3", 200 pounds. He's a big kid, and he's very powerful. 3rd down and 1 from the 1. 3rd and goal here. 2 receivers out wide left, 1 wide right, 1 man in the backfield. That's Robinson, quarterback sneak again. Petruka is close to getting over. No indication yet. And now, touchdown, Hebron. 13-7, Hebron goes on top. They took their time calling that one as the officials, the line judge, ran all the way up to the ball and then finally gave the signal. So 13-7 right now, awaiting the PAT.
Lorenzo Jones got in there and had Petruka, had him by his knees, and that's what took so long to make the call. Lojo wasn't giving up until he heard a whistle.
Well, Petruka stays in the game because he is the kicker. He's going to kick this PAT. Snaps back, the hold's good, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-7, Hebron on top, back in a moment. 97.5, K-Lake FM.
Want me to bring it back?
Yeah, that's fine. Justin Petruka about to tee it up. Jay, give us a scoring drive recap.
Well, Hebron right there scoring very well, quickly for them maybe. 2 minutes, 47 seconds, 56 yards traveled down the field, capped off by 1-yard Petruka quarterback sneak touchdown.
14-7, Hebron on top of McKinney. 2:59 left to go before the Cellular Pager Warehouse halftime show. And Petruka is lining it up, kicks it. It's going to be kind of a pooch kick, going to be taken at the 15-yard line by Corbin Lewis, who's trying to find a hole out to the 30, pushing people around, still kicking, trying to find some way, crosses the 30 out to the 32-yard lines where they're going to mark him down. A great effort there by Lewis.
Great footwork. You saw him from this angle. You were really able to see it. You could see him tap dancing in between the legs of the falling defenders. You got to love the athletic ability that Lewis brings to the table.
You know, he looked like he was running the ropes.
Yeah.
You know, in those drills that you do in two-a-days and spring training, that's exactly what he looked like he was doing there. Ball's at the 32-yard line in McKinney territory.
See D. Haggard on the field. Haggard last week over 100 yards rushing. He's lined up in the tight end spot.
68 yards from pay dirt. You got to do it in 2 minutes and 50 seconds before the half. This is going to be Kiefer. He's going to fake the end around to D. Haggard. Has lots of running room, 35-40, and it's going to be tackled there and really, really hammered. Still trying to find some way out to the 45. He made about 3 or 4 yards after he was gang tackled.
I think the Hebron defenders actually kind of pushed him that direction. The one thing found amusing about that, Kiefer running downfield, he had it out like he was going to pass it, and the Hebron defenders were buying it.
Well, first down. There is a timeout on the field for Hebron. There's an injured man down. He hasn't moved yet. That's Nate Price. We're going to take a quick timeout. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM.
Yeah, I did too. Of course.
Back. and looks like he's walking under his own will. No one's carrying him or anything. It's about the 45-yard line in McKinney territory on the north end. He's walking over to the far side. Of course, McKinney comes up to the line of scrimmage. The refs are going to say, hey, well, hold up. Let's let the young man get off the field.
He might have just had his bell rung.
Well, he was over in the vicinity of Gary Kiefer, and Kiefer drug about 5 or 6 guys. He might have been one of those that got in Kiefer's way.
And Kiefer, one of the things that Coach McVay looks to Kiefer to do is to control this game, much like a Trent Dilford. Don't make mistakes, just get it up the field.
Offset I. This is going to be Kiefer stumbling out, looking right side, wants to throw it. Has a man, it's caught. It was tipped and caught by Hector Hernandez. Hernandez did a great job of just hauling that one in, as one of the Hebron Hawks defenders got their hands on it.
Well, it was Stephen Harris who came across. Harris actually leads the district in interceptions. He's got 5. I mean, this Hebron team is second in team interceptions, 11 so far this season. That trails McKinney, who has 12.
Hernandez came into the game with 3 receptions, 52 yards, and a touchdown. He adds to it there. This is going to be a toss. Wimbish, hard toss, left side. He finds a seam at the 50-45, tries to break a tackle, and does. Jumps out to across the 40 to the 39-yard line. Wimbish really is quick.
I love watching this kid run, Monte. And again, I can't help but say it. He just runs so long, and then when he falls forward, he goes way forward, and that's always good to see in a tailback.
1:44 and rolling in the second quarter before the Sailor Pager Warehouse halftime show. McKinney's going to split one man out wide right. That's Zilmer. Offset I to the right side. This is a toss out right side. Wimbish gets to the line of scrimmage. Carries about 2 or 3 Hawks on his back. Gets close to the first down marker. Going to be about 3 yards short at the 32-yard line. 1:22 left to go in the second quarter. 14-7, Hebron on top.
That was a nice pickup by Wimbish. As I always see a little change in the timeout.
Well, timeout on the field. We'll take 1 2. Back in a moment on 97.5. K-Lake F. Welcome back to McKinney ISD Stadium. Big play, second down and about 4 for McKinney inside Hebron territory at the 32. Kiefer back to pass, has a man caught. It's a hook and lateral. Wimbish, but it's not going to be going anywhere as Hebron sniffed it out. Wimbish goes down at the 30-yard line. However, that is very, very, very close to a first down. That is going to be very close. You know, he might want to bring out the chains there. Looks like, well, from my vantage point, it looks very close. Apparently, it's about a half yard short. 3 receivers out wide right. Kiefer wants to throw again. Trying to find his man. It's tipped up in the air by one of the Hebron Hawks and incomplete with 51 seconds left to go before the half. 4th down and 1. What do you do here, Jay?
Man, that's a tough call for any coach here. I know the fans are saying go for it, but it looks as though Coach McVay may think otherwise. Looks like Arnold's going to attempt the field goal.
And it looks like he is. The ball is going to be at the 37-yard line. Another 47-yard attempt for Stephen Arnold. Timeout, I think, called by Hebron. We'll take 1 2. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. The kick is back. It's up. It's very high. It's not going to make it. The 47-yard field goal comes up just a bit short. The ball will turn over on downs. And Hebron will retain the 14-7 lead here in the second quarter right before the half. We're at the 30-yard line. 14-7. The Hawks lead it. And now if you're the Hawks, you might want to think about your 2-minute offense and drilling it downfield. You've got your big receiver there, Stephen Harris, to think about. And this is going to be exactly what he's going to do. Petruka is looking downfield, fires it over the middle. It's tipped and incomplete. Almost picked off over the middle.
There's Corbin Lewis that was in the vicinity of that one. He made a diving effort at it, just wasn't able to come up with it. As Petruka there showing you what Hebron's going to do. They're going to take their shots down the field here. A high-powered offense like this coming into the night, averaging 52 points a game here at the half. They've only scored 14 so far in this one. They're going to try and get it in the end zone, go in with a 21-7 lead.
Well, this is your traditional running shoot look with two receivers out either side, one man in the backfield. Petruka, the quarterback, is under center. It's Robinson in the backfield. Petruka is going to hand off to him on the draw, crosses the 30, crosses the 33, now trying to find some more room. Is going to be taken down right there, and that is big John Foyt, who takes him down after about a 2-yard gain. 26 and rolling on the clock.
John Foyt and J.D. Dowling getting over there and creating havoc. The great thing about this is the clock continues to roll, and it looks as though we'll go into the half with a 7-point game.
14-7, the Hebron Hawks lead it right now. The clock's rolling at 9-8. I believe they're going to let this one roll on down as it crosses 4-3-2-1. That's the end of the half, folks. Welcome to the Cellular Pager Warehouse halftime show, and I think if you're a McKinney fan, you got to be happy. You got a 7-point deficit, 14-7. The Hawks lead it. We'll be back. We'll be back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM.
What?
So far, a couple of knockout punches being thrown. Here come the McKinney Lions on the football field, running through their helmet, break through the face mask, if you will. Adam Hollingsworth is talking to the officials at midfield. The Lions are extremely pumped. J.D. Dowling leads them out. 14-7. The Lions again on top of Hebron, and I think you have to be very proud of your Lions tonight, McKinney fans. They have played one heck of a football game. On the far sideline, the Hebron Hawks are about to run through their tunnel. They're jumping up and down, and still nothing yet. Two captains are out at midfield. They shake hands. Hollingsworth for McKinney, and David German, the offensive lineman, 5'11", 250-pound senior for Hebron, and he'll run back to his tunnel, as I believe now they're going to get ready and make their way through their tunnel. Again, 14-7, Hebron on top. We'll see if Stephen Harris comes out on the football field for Hebron, and we'll see if Lorenzo Jones comes out. But from all indications, talking to some officials in the press box, and press box officials, not the game officials, we got confirmation on Lorenzo Jones. And he is on the sideline. He is looking up in the stand. Now, if he's gone from the football game, he will be replaced by Justin Philby, a 6'3", 225-pound junior. And Philby is no push around himself. Philby is a good football player. But we'll have to see what.
Well, we've seen him a few times this season, and he does a great job working on that line. Interestingly enough, you're looking down on the field, Coach McVeigh and Coach Brazel down there discussing things with the officials. Wish I had taken lip reading class in college so I could tell you folks what was being said down there. As an interesting display at the half by both coaches, as Coach McVeigh left the field pretty abruptly following that little skirmish, and Coach Brazel came rushing out to defend a player before he went back to the locker room. So again, a very interesting night, and of course a close game. This is the closest game besides game one for Hebron. You know, that first matchup against Sherman was a pretty tight game, 41-31, the final in that one. And, you know, that was what Coach McVeigh said earlier. He said that the Hebron Hawks had not played an entire game this season. He wanted to test them. That's all he wanted. He wanted his players to come out and give them 48 minutes. And so far, we're 24 minutes in, and the score's 14-7.
Well, this by far is the biggest test that the Hebron Hawks have had all season long since Sherman. You know, and
there's a lot of time in between where we're at now in week one.
Speaking of Sherman, I believe they were leading in their football game.
14-7 the lead at the half for the Sherman Bearcats, while the Denison Yellow Jackets holding on still that 7-3 lead over Wichita Falls.
Voodoo Palace of Memorial Stadium in Wichita Falls. 14-7 was the last score we had for McKinney as the Lions fly back out on the football field. I don't know if their wings are open.
That was a pretty interesting display by Corbin Lewis and Chris Wimbish.
And J.D. Dowling.
Yeah.
They all came out running on the football with their arms like they were little kids. You know how when you're a kid you put your arms out as far as you can and rotate them up and down like you're flying? That's kind of what they were doing. I don't know if they were imitating the Hawks and kind of saying, hey, we can fly too.
I don't know if you call that taunting, but I think they were trying to give a message, and the best message they can give here on this opening kickoff is to just run it the other way into the end zone as the fans are hot.
I am sure that the McKinney Lions would love, absolutely love, for the ball to be placed in Chris Wimbish's hands. And for that matter, Corbin Lewis, where they both stand at their own 7-yard line.
And Harris is in the ball game.
Petruka is going to kick off. 40-yard line is back deep, and Wimbish is going to take it at the 3. He's got a little room at the 10, crosses the 15, is going to go down right there at the 16-yard line. So a 13-yard gain on the 13-yard kickoff return. And they're going to mark him at the 16-yard line. So we're underway, 14-7. Hebron Hawks lead McKinney here in the second half. 11:54 left to go in the third quarter. Apparently, maybe a flag on the play. I believe we're going to line this one up again. Either that or there's a stoppage in play. I didn't see any indication. I didn't see a flag.
I didn't see a flag. I didn't see a ref pick up a flag, but I do see both the coverage and return teams heading back out onto the field. So this plays into McKinney's hands as well. They don't have the ball, but they've already ran 6 seconds off the clock.
Offsides on Hebron. So that'll take it back 5 yards, and maybe Wimbish will get another shot, as now in the football game, it's not Wimbish. Back deep is Corbin Lewis and D. Haggard. Haggard will stand back deep as hopefully Wimbish is okay. I didn't see any indication of him being hurt or anything on the play.
I didn't either. I think that Coach McVay wants to get him to the sidelines. He's a key component of this offense.
Well, Haggard will stand at the 5. Lewis is a little bit deeper at the 3. The kick is going towards Lewis, and he's going to take it at the 7-yard line. Crosses the 15, the 20, trying to go out far side. Is going to be brought down at the 22-yard line, so it works in McKinney's favor. They get out about a 5-yard, 6-yard difference. On that.
6 yards difference right there. Petruka, what a kick. That kid's got, not only does he have an arm, he has a leg too.
6'3", 200 pounds. Pretty strong kid as the McKinney offense will come back out on the field. Chris Holler, the tight end, we hadn't talked about him, the new tight end. And it's a triple backfield. Kiefer's going to hand off Wimbish up the middle, trying to find a crease. Gets a little one. It's going to gain about 3 yards out to the 26-yard line. It'll be second down and about 6 or 7, depending on where they spot the ball. 11:33 left to go in the second quarter. Again, Hebron on top, 14-7.
And they gave him a nice spot right there. Wimbish now 8 carries for 40 yards in this one.
Second down and 6 for McKinney. 3 men in the backfield. And this is going to be handoff. Brett Anderson coming near side. He's got the corner, makes a stiff arm at the 34-yard line, and they're going to mark him down at the 35. And man, I'm telling you, when Brett Anderson gets the football, it's like he's shot out of a cannon.
Well, Anderson has great wheels. If you recall, he had that 73-yard touchdown run against Newman Smith. And right there showing that speed, good lateral speed, getting to the outside and getting another line first down.
First down and 10 for the Lions. The ball at the 36-yard line. This is Hernandez going in motion to the right. It's going to be a toss right. Wimbish gets back to the line of scrimmage, runs into a host of Hawks, but not after he gains about 3 yards. Going to mark him at the 39-yard line, in between the 39 and the 40. It'll be second down. The clock rolling at 10:36. 14-7, Hebron on top. McKinney has played a whale of a football game so far, trying to keep up punch for punch with Hebron, the number one team in the area.
You know, the little skirmish at the half may have actually helped McKinney, and we'll have to see how this game progresses, but it looks like they got a little fire under them.
3 men in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff. Brett Anderson again running right side this time. Has the first down, crosses the midfield stripe into Hebron territory.
Nice 12-yard pickup right there by Brett Anderson. Anderson so far tonight has been pretty spectacular. 5 carries for 65 yards.
You know, we saw a back like this a couple of weeks ago named Justin Hill for Lake Dallas, and they kind of ran that same type of play off the right tackle. And Brett Anderson is running that, and it seems like every time he runs that counter, he's getting about 6, 7, 8 yards, if not more. Here's Hernandez in motion, offset eye, toss left side. Wimbish trying to get back to the line of screen, cuts it through, gains 3, 4 yards possibly. Nice run there down to the 46-yard line in Hebron territory. It'll be second down and about 6.
And before I get ahead of myself, let me correct a statistical error there a second ago. Brett Anderson actually 5 carries for 55 yards. And let's go ahead and take a look at Wimbish. Now 10 carries for 47 yards. Of course, 4.7 a carry. Nice job by him.
Second down and 7. Kiefer's going to hand off Wimbish up the middle. Tries to juke a little bit, goes down just past the line of scrimmage inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
And see, that's what I like in watching Chris Wimbish run, is even when he goes down, that time he slipped up at the line, he was still able to pick up 2 yards just by the simple fact that he always falls forward. And, you know, as a coach, it's what you love to see your running back do.
You got to think this is a big play early on. 3rd and 5, 8:44 left to go in the third. At the 44-yard line, Kiefer stumbles out, wants to roll out right, does, has a man, it's Hernandez, he's going to catch it and fall right at the 45-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 4th down for the Lions, about 5 yards to go with 8:26 and rolling.
I believe that pass actually lost a yard, going the wrong direction. Hernandez now with 2 catches for 1 yard.
Well, it's 4th down, punting time. Stephen Arnold into the game, standing at his own 41-yard line. Back deep to receive is Murph, Desmond Murph, standing at his 15. There's whistles on the play. It gets stopped. Probably going to be false start.
Well, they brought Anderson in motion going from right to left.
Well, Cates Keith is saying it may be against Hebron.
Well, the guys wearing the zebra shirts are saying differently as they're walking back. Coach McVeigh is agreeing with Keith. He's out on the field. He has a few things to say about it.
Coach Todd McVeigh is all the way about halfway to the hash mark, 2/3 of the way to the hash mark. Not very happy, and now he's going to call over Mike Costin, Costin rather, the referee, and talk to him for a little bit and see what's going on out there. Right now it's 4th and 6 with 7:52 left to go in the third quarter. Hebron on top, 14-7. There was a flag on the punt, and we don't know yet what exactly the infraction is. They have not ruled anything on the play yet. They blew the whistles before the play could get underway.
I mean, 99.9% of the time that's a false start when the whistles are blown that early. But no indication by the officials as of yet. And, of course, you know each side's going to just point the finger in the other direction. So,
well, they're talking to Coach Todd McVeigh at the 45-yard line, right about where the ball is spotted. And at that point, right now, it would be 4th and 6 if they were to replay the down, as Hebron is calling for their fans to get on their feet. And you can tell by the Lion faithful, it's against McKinney, and they're not happy.
They did not like that call at all, Monty.
4th down, still punting time. I'm going to redo this one. Stephen Arnold now standing at the 36-yard line, awaiting this punt. And Murph standing now at the 20, actually the 19. No rush. Arnold gets off a beautiful punt. It's going to be taken. It's going to roll, actually, at the 9. It's going to be caught right at the end zone. It's going to be great field position for McKinney as Hebron's going to stop at the 1. I ran out of the way to call it as one of the McKinney Lions dove into the end zone, knocked the ball back out, and the Lions killed it right at the 1-yard line. Absolutely incredible.
That was a great effort right there, diving into the end zone. Awfully close to getting a touchback, though, because you know you can't be in the end zone and touching the ball at the same time. Showing great athletic ability, pulling that one off, and a great break for McKinney. They've now got Hebron pinned down at the 1.
What a magnificent punt by Stephen Arnold. It was a beautiful punt. It landed at the 10, took a big hop towards the end zone. One of the McKinney Lions dove into the end zone and saved it. So first down and 10 for Hebron at the 1-yard line, at their own 1. Handoff Robinson, big hole. Crosses the 10, crosses the 15, crosses the 20 out to the left side. It's a foot race now. Darian Royal has him at the 35-yard line. Big run there for Hebron.
So much for having him pinned deep. Dirk Robinson just broke through the middle of the line and then sprung outside, and he was off to the races. It's a wonder he didn't go the distance on that one, Monte.
Well, he would have if it weren't for Darian Royal's speed. And, of course, no Lorenzo Jones in the lineup. And Hebron gets underway before McKinney could get set. This is Robinson running near side, crosses the 40-yard line. It's going to go out there. It was Eddie Morgan on the chase. But a gain of about 6 yards, well, about 5 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 5.
You know, the bad thing about that long run by Robinson is that's the type of play that just takes the wind out of your kids, and it takes them a few more plays to get to refocus, and they don't have that luxury right now against this tough Hebron offense.
Adam Green is playing in place of Lorenzo Jones at the moment. As Petruka comes up to the line of scrimmage, sends 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left, 1 man in the backfield is Robinson. Wants to throw out left, has his man caught at the first down marker, tries to find a way, has some running room to the 45, gang tackled at the 42-yard line, and that's where it's going to go down. Enough for the first down. It'll be first and 10 for Hebron with 6:57 left to go in the third quarter and a 14-7 lead.
Well, a 16-yard pickup right there as things continue to go in the way of the Hebron Hawks here early on in the second half. And Murph now with 4 catches, 42 yards on the evening.
We're all wondering about Stephen Harris at halftime, whether he was the individual that got thrown out of the football game for Hebron. Apparently not. He is in the football game as a slot receiver on the left side. Desmond Murph split out wide left. This is Petruka in shotgun formation, standing right next to Robinson. He wants to throw it. Pumps, now throws it downfield, has a man open, and it's caught at the 15-yard line, and I believe that's Murph again, and it is. They're going to mark him at the 12-yard line. A big throw and catch there.
And connecting up again, a 31-yard connection between Petruka and Murph. Murph just piling on the stats. Now 5 catches, 73 yards, with the last 2 being huge gains of 47.
Petruka pulled the old Troy Aikman pump fake, and the defense bit a little bit, and he was able to loft it out for Murph, who had his man beaten by a step or 2. This is going to be Iwaji in the backfield. He's going to hand it off, coming across, crosses the 10 to 5, and down inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. He got down, so the clock will still roll at 6:20 in the third quarter here. The flag on the play. That's got to be unsportsmanlike conduct, you would think. Come well after the play. It was thrown in after Iwuji had already been down, and it's going to go against Hebron. Dead ball foul, personal foul against Hebron. That ball is coming back a little bit. What they did is they had Jesse Iwuji split out wide right. He came in motion. They handed off to him. He was going to the far side, rolling left to right on the radio dial, going towards that north end zone. It was a nice big gain on the play, but after all was said and done, somebody said something, and the ref brought out his yellow hanky.
Ref happened to hear it, and now he's going over to talk with Coach Brazel about it. Probably telling him to say, hey, calm your kids down just a little bit.
Trying to mark where the ball is going to be placed, and now I thought for a moment they were marking it off against McKinney. And now they're not. They're going to bring it back. The referee is marking it. Crosses the 15-yard line to the 16-yard line. 6:15 in the third quarter. Hebron on top 14-7. Looking for more here in McKinney territory at the 16-yard line. Again, Lorenzo Jones tossed from this football game right before the half. A feud at the midfield stripe. 3 receivers to the left. Petruka under center, wants to throw left, setting up the screen. The halfback pass. Now he's going to take it and run. He had nowhere to go with it, and that was Brandon Albachen. He was looking to throw the football, was taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Big play there by the Lions.
Well, several guys getting in on that, including Adam Green, who came across the line to make that play. But you look down on that defensive line and you see just how big of a difference Lorenzo Jones makes, as McKinney having some tough time getting that penetration that makes him so good.
2nd down and 11 after the 1-yard loss at the 17-yard line in McKinney territory. 2 receivers either side for Hebron. Shotgun formation. This is Robinson going in motion, handed off to him right side. Gets about 3 yards. Nowhere to go. Eddie Morgan brings him down there at the 13-yard line.
A good break right there for the McKinney Lions as they pull it to a halt. They can hold on here, and they force Petruka to have to kick a field goal. And we've seen the McKinney Lions come up big on special teams with blocks this season.
Watch Derek Robinson. He's in the backfield, standing at the 20. The ball is at the 13-yard line. Petruka sends 2 receivers out either side. Hunter Blue is on the right. This is going to be a rollout left side. Dirk Robinson gets the pitch. He's going to be stopped and gang tackled at the 12-yard line. Nothing doing for Hebron right there as they tried to run the option around the left side. The McKinney Lions were right there to stop it.
They brought the option out of the playbook, and J.D. Dowling right there to help out on the stop with Adam Green, who got over, made a terrific effort in stopping Robinson on that one.
Ogletree raising his arms in the air, trying to bring on this McKinney crowd. 30-yard field goal is what Petruka is on. The kick is up. The kick is plenty long enough, and it's good. We have a new score, 17-7. Hebron on top. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM.
And welcome back to McKinney ISD Stadium. Jay Lindly here alongside Monty Walker. Well, the Hebron Hawks extend their lead 17-7. 69 yards on the drive, capped off by a 30-yard field goal by Justin Petruka. 17-7, their score.
Here's Petruka. Kicks it deep, way deep. It's going to be taken in the end zone. And Chris Wimbish thinks about running it out, but now he takes a knee about 3 yards deep.
And he thought better of himself on that one. Petruka, what a leg on that field goal. He almost kicked it to the flagpoles. A good 30 yards to the other side of the field goal post.
That 30-yard field goal by Petruka probably could have cleared from 50 easy. And it's getting close to that Garrett Hartley territory that we saw last year from South Lake Carroll, of course, now at the University of Oklahoma.
Yeah, a future Sooner. Oh, yeah, we called that one right last week, by the way.
This is 2 men in the backfield. It's going to be a toss. Corbin Lewis trying to find a hole. He is buried right after about a 3-yard gain. He was absolutely buried.
Now they're going to give him a nice spot on this. They're going to give him out to the 25. So Lewis coming in big here and picking up a 5-yard gain to get things started. That's first carry for him here in the second half.
Boy, he took a pop doing it. The first team All-District, Phillip Jones, brought him down and really brought him down hard. This is I formation, handoff. This is Lewis again, trying to find some room at the line of scrimmage. It's brought down there. The ball's on the turf, and I believe McKinney recovered, and they have. The ball was on the turf for a moment. It's going to be a loss of 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 7. As Corbin Lewis now checks out of the football game. Wimbish is in, along with Brett Anderson and Hector Hernandez. They break from the huddle. It'll be that 3-back set that we've seen tonight. Hernandez and Anderson stand side by side with Wimbish right in between them and behind them. This is going to be a handoff. Brett Anderson, right side, has some room, crosses the 30, first down at the 32-yard line. That play has worked all night long for Brett Anderson. Give all the credit in the world to Jacob Rogers and Jared Thompson on that right side. Clay Keenan actually into the game.
It was Max Blue who was able to finally bring Anderson down, but again, Anderson's showing great lateral speed. When he gets to the corner, he's able to turn on the jets and just squeak through for a first down. Nice gain by Anderson.
Same formation, Anderson and Hernandez side by side in the backfield. Wimbish behind him, now goes in motion, comes to the near side to the left side. This is going to be Kiefer handing off Brett Anderson. Same play right side. Not as much running room, but he does get 5 yards up to the 37-yard line. Crowd's wanting a late hit or some kind of penalty there. Coach Todd McVeigh comes out to the line judge and asks him a question. I didn't see exactly what it was, but the fans obviously did.
The fans weren't happy about it, and they will show their displeasure. One of the things on that was the same play. The difference was Hebron originally on the first time they ran it was stacked on the right side. That time they were ready for it, stacked on the left.
1:48 left to go in the third. Handoff up the middle. Wimbish has a big hole. He was just tripped up, but he crosses enough for the first down. He's going to go down at the 45-yard line, just inside Hebron territory. He got enough for the first, but I'm telling you what, if it weren't for that one hand that grabbed him around the ankle, Wimbish would have been gone.
Well, he had a lot of real estate in front of him on that one, Monte, as he's now up to 12 carries for 56 yards.
17-7, Hebron on top, 1:32 left to go in the third quarter. And you got to be happy, McKinney fans. They played well tonight against the #1 team in the area. This is offset I. Wimbish gets the toss left side. Has Kiefer blocking for him. Kiefer gets enough block, 40, 35, down inside Hebron territory at the 32-yard line. Gary Kiefer not only can throw the ball, Gary Kiefer can block. And he got in the way just enough that time. Wimbish could turn the corner.
Well, I was talking with Coach McVeigh earlier this week about Kiefer, and he said we tell him not to worry about the stats. We just want him to go out there, not make mistakes, and get the job done.
Timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM.
Oh, Walker, too.
Welcome back to McKinney ISD Stadium. Monte Walker, Jay Lindley, we promised you in the pregame show that it'd be a barn burner tonight. So far, that's come true. 17-7, Hebron on top. McKinney hanging right there with the #1 team in the area. This is a handoff inside. Hector Hernandez, not much doing there as he gains 1 or 2 yards. It's going to be second down and long with 1:07 left to go in the third quarter.
Well, he tried to hand it off inside to Hernandez and then have Kiefer and Wimbish roll out to the right side and see a few flags on the field.
Dominic Sweeney was into the football game. Brett Anderson will now check back into the game on second down. As Kiefer hits the quarterback, we've seen him all night tonight. Ben Martinek has not seen the field. Todd McVeigh apparently wanting to go with his senior signal caller here in a big game like this, and is doing so tonight. 1:07 left to go in the third quarter. Hebron on top, 17-7.
Well, you see the flag on the field and the officials conversating about what that flag may be, but you wouldn't think it would be a holding call. The way that Hebron defense was all over that play, you you wouldn't think it could be a holding call. So interested to see what when they finally disperse from that little huddle, what they have to say.
Well, they're about to make the signal over here, and Coach Todd McVay is wanting to know what it is, and it's against Hebron. So good news for the McKinney Lions.
Neutral zone infraction. So apparently one of the Hawks had lined up in the neutral zone. And you see this, one of the pros that often did this, Jerry Ball, had a big problem of doing that. When he'd line up, his helmet would be there in the neutral zone. And, of course, regardless if your whole body is, it's just got to be a finger, a piece. And so that right there, a 5-yard pickup, so to speak, for the McKinney Lions.
Hernandez and Anderson in the backfield. Wimbish behind him. Kiefer, the quarterback, double tight. This is going to be a handoff. Anderson coming left side, nowhere to go. He's caught right there. But he does, however, somehow, as I'm looking, well, he gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even gains a yard. It's going to be very close. He gets down to the 25-yard line. And it is a gain of 2 yards. Second down and about 3. Inside a minute now in the third quarter. McKinney down by 10, 17-7. Double tight formation, 3 men in the backfield. Wimbish up top. They're going to hand it off. No, Kiefer's going to run it on the naked bootleg. He has it inside the 20. The ball's on the turf, and I believe it goes out of bounds. We couldn't see for the players, but I believe the ball went out of bounds.
Well, it was Chris Wimbish. He was right there on top of it, diving on it as it went out of bounds at around the 25. Kiefer just got to spinning out of control, and it looked like a helmet may have been laid on the ball. That thing just shot out of there about 5 yards back up the field.
You know, that is terrible luck for the Lions because Kiefer had the first down, and then the ball was punched backwards, and when Wimbish fell on it, it's back at the line of scrimmage,
Tough
at the
break.
original line of scrimmage. So, yeah, very tough break for McKinney as it's 3rd down and 4 now. Double tight formation. Kiefer wants to hand off up middle. Wimbish is squirting through the middle and down to the 20-yard line, and he's going to have the first down.
That's one thing you got to love about Coach Todd McVay. He sticks to his guns. In that situation, 3rd and long, you're expecting some sort of pass possibly. But instead, you get Chris Wimbish right up the middle, and that's good for a line first down.
Inside 15 seconds now in the third quarter. You know, you got to love the philosophy of Coach Todd McVay. He says we're not going to change anything. We're going to play the way we play, and that's what they've done tonight. But I don't believe they're going to get a playoff here before the third quarter expires, and it does. That's the end of the third quarter. You got to love this, McKinney fans. 17-7, Hebron on top. It's a football game. Back in a moment, 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back to McKinney ISD Stadium. Monte Walker along with Jay Lindly. We're going to check down with Amber Simmons momentarily to talk about this crowd. It's fourth quarter time in Texas. First down at 10. Kiefer hands off up the middle. Chris Wimbish nowhere to go. Might have gained a yard. Hebron defense is very stingy. Last week gave up 5 yards of rushing to McKinney North. Not tonight, Jay.
Oh, no, not tonight. Chris Wimbish racking it up. 15 carries now for 86 yards, while Anderson 8 carries for 72, both over the average that Hebron's been giving up on rushing this season.
Second down and 9 here in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a handoff. Anderson again. He's going to gain about 4 up to the 15-yard line. They may mark him at the 16. It'll be a big third down here with 11:22 left to go in this football game. A man down for Hebron is Brandon Moore, but he's up walking now. I don't believe he has to leave the football game, but he is going to check out anyway. It'll be Ryan Leonard taking his place on that defensive side. Wimbish deep and an offset eye. Hector Hernandez and Brett Anderson in the football game. This is going to be a toss right. Wimbish. He's got the 15. Is taken down immediately at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be fourth down.
And Alex Odiari, we talked about him in the pregame so much, and right there showing off that speed again, the 100-meter dash champ in District 6 4A last year, showing off that speed as he caught Wimbish deep in the backfield. They're actually going to give Wimbish up to the line of scrimmage, but I'm a little worried about that.
Timeout on the field. We'll take one, too. Back in a minute on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back to McKinney ISD Stadium. Monty Walker, Jay Lindly, and Amber Simmons. Stephen Arnold is going to attempt a 32-yard field goal, make it 33. As Cates Keith, the holder, will spot the tee at the 23-yard line. It will be a 33-yard attempt. This will make it a touchdown game if Arnold could connect here. Snap is back. It's on the tee. The kick is up. It's plenty long enough. And it's good. Stephen Arnold connects from 33 yards out. And the Lions are on the board. It's a 7-point game. Hebron leads 17-10. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Well, it's very exciting here at McKinney ISD Stadium as McKinney's back on the board. It's a one-touchdown game. Stephen Arnold kicks it off. It's a high kick. It's going to be taken by Robinson, who fumbles it a bit. Now he picks it back up at the 20, crosses the 30, 35-40, taken down there. Stephen Arnold, the kicker, saved the touchdown perhaps as Robinson gets it up to the 40-yard line. Amber, let's talk down with you a little bit. This has got to be one of the most incredible games as far as fan participation. This McKinney Lions group is going crazy, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. In fact, at points, I think that the team is actually cheering more than the cheerleaders. That's how excited they are. Even though you wouldn't think that they were down. You wouldn't think that they were down at all. They're so pumped.
That's a good situation to have if your team is that pumped. With a 7-point deficit, this is a great football game, folks. I hope you can stay with us. This is Petruka, handoff Robinson up the middle, has some running room, crosses the midfield stripe and brings a lot of Lions down with him as he now goes into McKinney territory. A big 13-yard gain there as he's going to be marked down at the 45-yard line in McKinney territory. 10:09 left to go in this football game. Well, McKinney down 17-10.
And he looked like a tornado on that. He got to the line of scrimmage and started spinning and continued to spin the 13 yards out. He's now got 15 carries for 85 yards tonight.
Tasmanian devil-like. Two receivers either side. Toss right Robinson, who crosses the 45 down to the 41-yard line. Gain of about 5. Now they're just trying to play the Robinson game and run this clock out. As you know, Coach Todd McVeigh made a great point early on in the week that Hebron has not played a full 4 quarters this entire football season. They've pretty much blown everybody out of the water. They're having to play 4 quarters tonight as there's 3:30 left to go in this football game, and they're only up 17-10. McKinney has played their hearts out tonight. Ball's at the 41, 2nd down and 6 for Hebron. 2 receivers either side. Petruka wants to hand off Robinson again, has some big running room, crosses the 30-yard line, inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
There's J.D. Dowling that caught Robinson from behind.
That wasn't Robinson. Actually, that was DeMarcus Houston on the carry. We haven't seen him a whole lot tonight, but Houston gets the big carry right up the middle for the first down.
Interestingly enough, we hadn't seen him at all tonight. That is first carry as the line defense has been doing such a good job of holding Robinson. Hebron a little bit edgy to put the sophomore Houston in the game.
Well, Houston has 487 yards and 5 touchdowns on the season, playing sparingly behind Robinson, mostly in blowout games. This is not that. Shotgun formation, handoff, Houston again, crosses the 20. He's got lots of running room and tackled inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. So Houston and Hebron are starting to control the line of scrimmage and running the football right down McKinney's throat.
Well, I believe what the purpose, the intent of bringing Houston in and taking out Robinson is Houston's a fresh set of legs, and he reminds me a lot of J.R. Housey, short and very fast. He's finding the holes and springing forth first downs.
2 receivers to the right. Petruka looks back, wants to get the call, now barks the call to his offensive line. He's going to hand off up the middle. Houston again, lots of running room, taken down at the 5, dives inside the 5 at the 3-yard lines where they're going to mark him down.
And then he just busted through Eddie Morgan and Cates Keith, the quarterback and safety of the Lions defense. Even though he's short, he's got a lot of power.
Can you imagine what this Hebron backfield is going to look like next year with both Robinson and Houston coming back.
Scary thought.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Houston in the backfield. Somebody moved a little early. Houston gets the ball up the middle. Is taken down at the line of scrimmage. Great play by that McKinney Lion front.
And there was Eddie Morgan. He was able to stop Houston just short of a touchdown. The first down is out of it. It's a first and goal now, or second and goal actually, after that play, as Morgan came up and made a big hit, a big stop at the line.
Well, John Foyt was right there too, the unsung hero on the defense, that kind of captain on defense. Here we go. 2nd down and 2, 7:38 left to go. Hebron on top, 17-10. Petruka barking signals. 2 receivers to either side. 1 man in the backfield. Is going to hand off to him right side. Busted at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 3rd down. A great stand here by McKinney. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, they had 2 or 3 great goal line stands in a win. And right now, they're going to have to do it again to keep this within reach with 7:07 left to go. McKinney Lions faithful to their feet. 3rd down. Goal to go from the 2-yard line. 2 receivers either side. Double tight formation. Robinson back in the football game. Hand off to him up the middle, fighting his way for the touchdown. 23-10, Hebron on top, awaiting the PAT. And many hearts are being broken at this moment in Radio Land and probably in Hamilton, Missouri. But there still is 6:49 left to go. Petruka will come on for the PAT. 23-10 at the moment. Snap is back. It's on the tee. The kick is up. It's a home run ball as it sails way back and deep. It's good. 24-10. Hebron on top. 6:49 left to go. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Well, the Hebron Hawks kind of taking care of business here. 24-10 in the 4th quarter, 6:49 left to go. The McKinney Lions aren't done. The Lions are trying to rally back. They've played their hearts out tonight. Wimbish and Corbin Lewis are back deep inside the 5-yard line. Petruka with a huge leg can hammer this one back deep. He reached the end zone once earlier tonight. A big return would be nice if you're a McKinney fan. This is not Petruka. Yeah, this is not Petruka kicking off. It's Colin Frank, and it's a high pooch kick. It's going to be taken by an up man at the 29-yard line. A big return as he's close to midfield up to the 47-yard line. Trying to find out who came up with the football, and it might have been J.D. Dowling, and I believe it was.
An interesting call by the Hebron coaching staff. Pooch kicking it in that situation, your defense is strong as it is. Rather than kicking it off, you prefer to give the Lions the ball at the 47.
You know, I never did understand the pooch kick.
Me neither.
Because, you know, what's the odds that Wimbish and Lewis would make it all the way up?
It and the prevent defense are 2 things that I can do without.
Ball at the 47-yard line, just shy of midfield. Kiefer throws it out, screen pass, Wimbish. Makes a couple of moves, flag down, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
I'll tell you right now, they're going to throw a block in the back call on Stephen Arnold, and much to the disgust of Coach McVay, as Arnold looked to have position on that one. If they call block in the back, that's going to be very difficult.
Now they're going to wave off the flag, so the McKinney Lion faithful is very happy about that call, or no call, if you will.
I was about to say, Arnold had great positioning on that block, caught him on the side, not in the back, and a good job by the officials to realize the mistake and pick up the flag.
Clock rolling, 6:26, 24-10, Hebron on top. 2 receivers left side. Kiefer rolls out left, looking for a man. He's in trouble. Now he's going to run. He's at the 50 and down right at the midfield stripe. He's going to be taken down there by Jesse Awuji with 6:07 left to go. It'll be 3rd down and 7 the Lions are going to have to keep this football churning and somehow keep this clock from churning.
Either way, from here on out, they're fourth downs. I mean, they've got 4 downs every time they get the ball.
Michael Peters split out wide left. Kiefer back to pass, has a man on the right side. Stephen Arnold and overshoots him out of bounds. 4th down, 4th and 7. This could be your football game with 5:41 left to go. You would think the way the Hebron Hawks handled the football in their last possession that if you don't convert here, they might be able to run out that clock.
The Hawks have a man down on the field.
There's an official timeout. We'll take one, too. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Okay. Let's see. Brett Anderson is in the game.
And shaking up on the play, Ryan Leonard, 6 foot 265 junior for the Hebron Hawks, is getting a little help off the field, although he is walking.
Well, we see Brett Anderson, Wimbish, Dominique Sweeney, Michael Peters will go wide left, Stephen Arnold wide right. And now McKinney will huddle back up.
They rushed up to the line of scrimmage trying to catch the Hebron Hawk defense off guard, but the officials have to start the game clock.
Here we go. Peters wide left, Dominique Sweeney the slot left, Stephen Arnold wide right. Offset I. Anderson and Wimbish in the backfield. Kiefer barking. Still barking. Trying to draw him off sides. Now tosses left. Wimbish. This could be big. Crosses the 50 and goes down right there. It's Hebron's ball, and that could be the football game tonight, folks. 5:35 left to go. This McKinney defense needs a push right here and try to get that football back. It's a 14-point deficit. Hebron leads 24-10.
I would not be the least bit surprised right here if Hebron comes out and puts the ball in the air. I would not be the least bit surprised, although judgment would say you're not going to do that. 5:35 left in the fourth. You'll run out the clock. But there's a little animosity down there on the field right now. You can sense it up here, and waiting to see if they try to blow this thing really open.
Desmond Murph will come out wide left, 3 receivers wide right. In the backfield is Houston. Petruka under center at the 48-yard line, hands off Houston. He is met and nailed by John Foyt in the backfield. 3-yard loss. Great play by Foyt. We don't call his name enough. He's on just about every tackle, and that's somehow we miss it. But Foyt, the unsung hero on defense, made a great stop there.
I think we miss it because oftentimes he's on the bottom of the pile. He's one of the first guys to get there, and he's one of the first guys to get up. And he don't want the credit. He just gets out there and plays good, tough football, and that's why he's the leader of this defense.
Of course, his brother is a guard on the offense, his twin brother. 2 receivers to the right. This is going to be a fake handoff. It's going to be a rollout by Petruka. Now has a man, and it is caught at the 36-yard line and out of bounds. That's Desmond Murph. And Murph is racking up some good yardage tonight. 6'2", 190-pound junior is having a great night so far.
Yes, he is, Monty. 6 catches so far tonight for 92 yards through the air. It's been a tremendous effort on his part. Petruccia also 11 of 16 through the air. He's done pretty well also for 158 yards.
2 receivers to either side. 1 man in the backfield is Houston. You got to think Brian Brazel's pretty proud of his sophomore having him in at this time of the game. Petruka's going to run out right side and is going to go down behind the line of scrimmage.
Adam Green getting over there. Nice pursuit by Green. I believe Swadley also had a little pressure on that play. Nice stop in the backfield. That's going to go for about a 2-yard loss, pull him down at the 37 as Hebron will regroup. They're looking at the sidelines, getting their play with 4:22 remaining here in the ball game.
2nd down and 12. Just got to score. McKinney North still up, 17-14. 2 receivers either side here in McKinney. Hebron on top, 24-10. Houston in the backfield. Petruka under center. He's going to toss left. This is Houston trying to find the corner. Gets about 2 or 3 yards before he's finally taken down. Nice job by the McKinney defense. John Foyt again.
I was about to say, Foyt and Dowling wrapping him up, wrapping Houston up and bringing him down hard. It was a nice lick by the defense. They're trying to rip the ball out.
Well, there's a timeout on the field. We're going to keep it right here with 3:57 left to go in this football game.
Lions have done a tremendous job here tonight. And who's to say a freak fumble doesn't happen right here?
It is the 10th anniversary of John Tyler, Plano East, you know. Two receivers near side. One to the right, Petruka under center. Houston in the backfield. Now he looks over to Brian Brazel, tries to find the play, now barks it to his offensive line. McKinney showing blitz. This is a handoff up the middle. Houston buried at the line of scrimmage. Ball's on the turf. They could have it. No indication yet. The officials are ruling that Hebron fell back on the football. Darian Royal insists that that's not the case, but the officials do.
I just call them. I can't make them go. I can't make them go McKinney's way. They had the opportunity. There was the fumble. Man, oh, man.
Timeout once again. We will take this one. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Fourth down and 10. Hebron's going to go for it. 3:40 left to go. Hebron up 24-10 to McKinney. We're in McKinney, Texas. This has been a wonderful football game. The Lions have measured themselves up against the number one team in the area. And here's a pass out right side, caught by Stephen Harris. First down, Hebron. And that will probably do it with 3:32 left to go in this football game. An outstanding game. I'll tell you what, the Lions came in here wanting to know how good they were, and I think they have an idea of how good they really are.
Well, they have given a lot of effort here tonight, Monte, and, I mean, they've done basically everything they could do. They did miss out on a few opportunities.
We just got a score, 24-21, McKinney North on top. Let's hope those Bulldogs can hang on for the win. Here's a handoff to Houston up the middle, is somersaulted over and down at the 11-yard line, 3:04 and rolling.
And who made that tackle, Monte? It was John Foyt again. You know, whenever the crunch time comes and Foyt taking this game very seriously, we have said his name over and over here in the closing seconds.
24-10, Hebron on top here in McKinney. Hebron has not had to play with anybody all year long. They're having to play tonight. Three receivers to the left, one to the right. This is going to be a toss left side. That's Houston trying to find the corners. Met right there, J.D. Dowling. And John Foyt nail him right at the 11-yard line.
And that linebacking core is doing a tremendous job. And I'll tell you another thing, Monte. I'm really, really impressed with the way the McKinney defense has responded this second half without the play of Lorenzo Jones.
They've played well. Brandon Ogletree is down at the 15-yard line. And the trainers are coming out to check out Mr. Ogletree and seeing how he's doing. It may be just a cramp or something. Again, the athletic trainer, Jim Reiser and Jeff Clark, are out there to check Mr. Ogletree out and see how he's doing out there. Now he's up. He's going to walk off on his own power. 2:06 left to go in the game. Again, we heard McKinney North was on top. 24-20 is the score we got, or 24-21. I don't remember one of those, but I do remember they were on top. And I'd like to see those Bulldogs get that first win, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, they're definitely in need of one. You know, you look across, the team has struggled so much this year, and even dating back to last season, they've now lost, I believe it was 9 in a row coming into the night. They needed a win to get on the right foot, and you know, the playoffs aren't out of reach for the Bulldogs. You look, and they've already went through the leaders. They've already went through Lake Dallas, McKinney High, and last week Hebron. So a very positive last 4 games of the season ahead for the McKinney North Bulldogs, and they'll have an opportunity to possibly play their way into the playoffs.
Well, they need to win out, and you're right, it's not unfeasible for them to make it. That would put them 1-3 in district if they could win tonight over Frisco. Frisco would fall to 2-2. And the ones you got to really be worried about are Lake Dallas, and obviously McKinney and Hebron.
And see, that's an interesting matchup that is left for McKinney High. McKinney High still has to take on Lake Dallas down there, in Falcon Stadium. We were there a couple of weeks ago. That's a wild environment. That'll be something a little bit different for the Lions whenever they get that opportunity. And, you take a look at McKinney North, they've still got Justin Northwest to face.
Yeah, well, next week, the Lions will take on Frisco Centennial. So a lot of people will think that's a walk in the park, and it may be. That's a brand new program. You can't ever count out anyone.
What they're having is that the reason we are delaying here at this point is they're trying to readjust the clock back up here in the scoreboard and telling the folks, one of the McKinney coaches screaming, 2:11. I can see him down there. He finally gave the guys in the box a nice little round of applause for getting it right.
And the clock's going to wind now. We were talking McKinney's going to face Frisco Centennial next week, and then Frisco, and then the showdown in Week 10 will be McKinney and Lake Dallas. And I imagine that will have plenty of implications in that football game.
And we'll be there for that one.
We will be there for that one. Next week we have 2 games. We'll be doing McKinney North on Thursday night, and we will be doing the McKinney versus Frisco Centennial game next Friday night. Timeout on the field. We'll take one, too. Busted play for Hebron as Petruka is going to be caught in the backfield. We're in McKinney ISD Stadium. Monty Walker, Jay Lindly, where McKinney is trailing right now 24-10 with 1:31 to go.
It was Mark Harmon, the backup linebacker, who was able to get in there last week. Harmon had that interception, coming up with a big play there, stopping Petruka in the backfield. But too little too late. We're at 1:15. The clock continues to run, and it would basically take a miracle at this point, even though it is 4th down.
Well, the clock is going to wind inside 1 minute. And as another timeout is going to be taken, we'll keep it right here. 1:03 is left to go in this football game. McKinney's going to talk about what they can do here on Hebron's 4th down. And I'm sure Hebron will try to they may just run around for a little bit and try to kill as much time as they can and try to get that first. They probably, the clock stops on the change of possession, though. So they may just go ahead and kick the field goal here. Petruka obviously has the leg for it.
Oh, yeah.
That would make it 27-10 and make it even more of a miracle that you would need to pull this one out.
I will say that about Justin Petruka. You see numbers, you see statistics, but you really don't know what you've got until you're able to see it in person. And Petruka's the real deal. He's a very fine athlete. Can throw on the run, likes to run the football, has a very powerful leg, able to kick those long field goals. And, we talked so much about Derek Robinson earlier. I really believe it's Petruka that's been the difference in this game.
Well, he's so big and powerful. He bowled his way. They were on the 6-yard line and ran a quarterback sneak, and he almost got in the end zone earlier in the game. He's going to try to throw it here, throws it out to the right side, has his man caught and dropped, not enough for the first down. McKinney will take over with 57 seconds left to go in the game.
It was J.D. Dowling knocking Iwuji out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, Dowling, John Foyt, Brandon Ogletree, those linebackers are about as good as you get in North Texas.
Well, we talked so much about the fact that they were going to have to come here tonight and play in order for McKinney to have an opportunity. Hey, they just held a team that came into tonight with scoring 52 points a game. It's 24, with 57 seconds left in the game. You can't ask any more than that out of your defense.
Kiefer, shotgun formation, 3 receivers right side. He stands at his 1, now flushed out. Has a little running room. Now he's going to try to tuck it and run. He crosses the 15, 20. Now the ball's loose, and Hebron recovers at the 21-yard line. This will be enough to run out the clock. Won't change the score any, but you hate to see that be the last play of this great football game that McKinney has played?
Well, in all retrospect, though, that is the way the night has went for the McKinney Lions. Because in thinking about it, you go back to those first and second quarter field goals. They were close, but just a little off. And you look at that. You go back to the third quarter and the great play that Kiefer made, spinning loose to get the first down, and then had it knocked out for the fumble. And even though McKinney recovered the football, it still put them back 6 yards, from where they could have been. And that's been the deal tonight. Although they've given a strong effort, the breaks just haven't went their way.
Flag on the play, 46 seconds left. I believe they're just going to, fall on this one. I think that's going to be delay of game.
Now the play clock got down on them and back them up 5.
I guess some good news in McKinney tonight as I look at the scoreboard and see that McKinney North is up now 31-21. As Petruka's going to back up, take a knee. They're going to actually, he doesn't even have to take a knee. They're going to whistle the play dead as soon as he gets the snap.
And I saw an interesting score up there. One of the interesting games going on tonight in Class 4A. Mesquite Poteet taking on West Mesquite, and I believe it was Poteet up 3-0.
Petruka is going to down it again with 17 seconds. That should be the ball game. McKinney, you got to stand proud. You got to stand proud because your Lions played their hearts out tonight. They absolutely found out what kind of a championship football team they are, and they are just that. When you go up against the number one team in the area and you make them fight to the last minute, you got to be proud. We're going to take a quick timeout, come back and wrap this one up. We're going to try to talk to Coach Todd McVeigh. Be back in a moment. 24-10 the final here, Hebron on top. Be back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM.
Next Friday, October